Today's 5-minute review is on Phasmophobia, a game I'm sure needs no introduction whatsoever from me. Phasmophobia is a ghost hunting game, loosely horror, but more like teamwork party game. You pick a map, rock up, and figure out whichever ghost is rattling around the halls at night singing David Bowie songs and lobbing the mugs across the room. The team shares a sanity bar, and when average sanity drops below a certain threshold, the ghost will go bananas and start killing people. Hunts are simultaneously moments of immense, nail-biting tension, and yet so immeasurably funny that it's impossible to stop giggling as your friends are strangled to death and the locker next to your own. The way to win the game is to correctly guess which ghost is haunting this spooky domicile and circle it in your journal, and then leave in the van. Whether that's with a full team or not is up to you. There may be a whole BG's worth of corpses lying in that house by the time you book it out of there. In most difficulties, ghosts will exhibit 3 pieces of evidence, and this evidence will most likely be found in the ghost room. The ghost room is basically the base of operations for the ghost, although they can roam all over the house and will be doing so invisible the entire time you're setting up, so they can manifest in little haunts all over the place to confuse you and scare you a bit. A thrown mug in the kitchen might imply that the ghost is camping out as the kitchen nightmare itself, when actually their room might be the adjacent garage, they've just gone for a wander. The ghost room can sometimes change, which becomes a major problem on larger maps, but largely this is where you'll be doing your work. There are a ton of maps to choose from, over 30 ghost types to contend with, and the warm light of friendly teamwork to keep every game fresh and exciting, and hopefully scary. Some people walk through Phasmo without a care in the world, but if you're anything like me, you will be getting your money's worth in sheer time spent crying out on the front doorstep for the first 10 hours. The first hunt I was in, where I wasn't cowering in the van, was a mess of screams. I didn't die for my first 5 levels because I didn't dare go in the bloody place. Although after my 100 hours I can confirm it got a little stale. As being boiled alive would after 100 hours, please don't take this as criticism of the game. It's completely fine. Your foray into Phasmo should hopefully be terrifying. It's got that visage thing where rooms are cold and the sound is so silent it's almost buzzing in your ears. When lights turn on, it's cold, bleaching light that makes the rooms feel sickly clinical. Noises happening around you make you twitch with adrenaline, and a ghost manifesting in front of you will have you jump out of your skin, whether it's hunting or simply showing up to fuck with you. Despite having long since grown used to the creepy quirks of Phasmo, the prison, the high school, and the Sunny Meadows Asylum still absolutely terrify me, especially the asylum basement, which sees me crawling through on my belly with a stone in my stomach and a scream waiting in my throat. These places are immensely well crafted, and the first few minutes on any map are tense beyond belief. And that's one thing I do really appreciate about this game. While the clawing tension might eventually ebb away as you walk through each map with ease, you will still jump pretty hard over some pretty minor things, as the ghost is capable of just appearing, be it a mad, terrified scramble up the stairs of Sunny Meadows Asylum after the ghost spawns inside your anal cavity out of nowhere, or hearing that telltale sign of one of your friends using a haunted mirror to sabotage your search, or that desperate scramble you all do when the ghost harmlessly but loudly haunts right in your face off the bat. There are so many moments that provide a rush that leaves you laughing and also a bit scarred. I'm torn on the following criticism because I feel 2 ways about Phasmo. Firstly, I think the level progression is extremely grindy. I was level 100 on the PC version before they introduced all the new equipment, so I had everything unlocked by the time the update came around. When I grabbed the console version and started leveling my character, I was like, oh Jesus, level 10 before I can even play on a difficulty higher than amateur? Seriously? Level 60 before I can have a proper EMF? That's crazy slow. Yet I feel like that's probably just because I'm accustomed to more, because I've played so much of it. I want to try out the Point Hope map, which I've never played, and that'll probably take ages to unlock. That said, if I was a first-time player trying to pick up the ropes of this genuinely very difficult game, I don't think I'd have minded. Secondly, in a manner that completely contradicts the first, is that I don't believe Phasmo gameplay lends itself to longevity, but it also expects longevity. Phasmo is a game designed to be played over and over again with a slew of daily, weekly, and community challenges and seasonal events. It is designed to be returned to consistently, yet the format of the game, discern which ghost is hunting, has a skill ceiling low enough that there's a point at which challenge gives way to trial and error. On the highest difficulties and the bigger maps, you basically see your team wiped before you can even find the ghost room, or you walk in, hear the banshee scream on the parabolic microphone, and you're back in the van and eating your spaghetti before you say, shall we see if we can grab a photo of it before we leave? That said, Phasmo retails for $15 US. As far as games go, this is well worth the investment either solo or with friends. It is extremely fun and silly, and offers enough complexity that you are safe to assume that you are climbing a satisfying uphill all the while you're playing. It's easily one of my top 10 games of all time, and I couldn't praise it enough. In fact, I probably didn't praise it enough during this review, but a game like this speaks for itself, and you'll have to try it to see what I mean.